And hello, everyone. I am MegaRetroMan. I'm here for Retrothon with the 1991 Nintendo Campus Challenge. And what this is kind of the sequel to the 1990 Nintendo World Championships. And with me to do commentary and share stories, share his experience is Stephen Lucas. And if you don't
Hello.
know who he is the winner of the actual 1991 Nintendo Campus Challenge. So he is to the Nintendo Campus Challenge as Thor Ackerland was to the Nintendo World Championships.
Yep. And please subscribe to my channel, Rap_Steve. I will be reflecting on this tomorrow on my podcast, starting at 7 o'clock in the Crimey-cade, which Tessie was a guest of mine fairly recently.
Mm-hmm.
And the replay of that interview is on tiny.cc/PWCI. So after this stream, if you want to listen to my interview with Paul Tessie, it is over there on my YouTube channel.
Yeah,
So
so
we're
I did not tell anybody that you were going to be a part of this. I wanted this to be a big surprise because I know not a lot of people are aware of the Campus Challenge, and that's why I'm here to make people aware and for you to share your stories and your experience with the event itself.
yeah. I've always kind of seemed like I was in the shadow of one Thor Ackerland, because it didn't get as much attention as the '90 tournament. I would argue that the '94 tournament, Powerfest, got more attention than the Campus Challenge. But
I agree with that. I
so
do agree with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the time. I don't want to. I know we're way on schedule, and I don't want to keep
yeah,
anybody.
I tend to be long-winded. So the more
So
commentary I get in, the better.
absolutely. So I'm gonna be starting this game. It's a 6 minute 21 second run. Again, very similar to the 1990 NWC. The three games that I'll be playing on this are Super Mario Brothers 3. The task is to collect 25 coins. Second game will be Pinbot, and I'll be obtaining a score of 100,000. And then the third game will be Dr. Mario, and I just play for score until the time runs out.
All right.
So, without further ado, let's get to the game.
And as you're
So,
playing, I will mention the three different tactics that players used to get score to advance in the tournament. The one that most players will use is basically they're going to get the 25 points in the short a time as possible, so they can advance to Pinbot. Now, I'll note that there is a 25, or he's got the 25 coins. So you see that 10x multiplier. If you're not good at puzzle games, you might be tempted to try to score more points in Super Mario 3. And you can see right there that Paul pulled off the skill shot straight away. A number of players may not pull off the skill shot every time, and then they have to get the points the hard way.
mm-hmm.
So right now he got to Dr. Mario in about a minute or so.
Yeah, I should. If you get the skill shot on Pinbot, you should not have to be on that game for maybe 5 to 10 seconds.
Correct. So, as he's playing Dr. Mario, for those who are not good at puzzle games, and I just note that the patterns in Dr. Mario are the same every time. Unlike the video game cartridge itself, because they wanted to give a fair shot to everybody, because players would have a trickier time. By the way, that's a trap right there, and he managed to pull it off without topping out. Because a number of times, players would get to this screen, put that pill on the right of the top of the bottle head, and then lose. And then the run is terminated. But anyway, pairs are the same, so everybody has the same shot at scoring the maximum amount of points they can get. Now, Dr. Mario has a 100 multiplier on it. So any score he gets, so he has 20,600 at this moment, that'll be multiplied by 100. So he'll have over 2 million.
Guaranteed.
Approaching 3, yes. But I wasn't good at Dr. Mario or memorizing patterns like Paul was. So I had to get my points a different way. And the other two ways of getting all your points was in Super Mario 3, where I either spam the Goombas in World 1-2. I basically get up to, I don't know, 22, 23 coins, finish level 1, get to the next world, and then just kind of float, hop on all the Goombas until the timer reached a certain point. Then jump into the coin room and get the last couple of coins. That is kind of the slowest way to accumulate big points. And kind of the most I can get out of that is about 2.5 million if things go well with the other two games. The third possible way, which wasn't really known back then, and I think the issue was why nobody tried it, is because they weren't. That raccoon tail is kind of impedes the point accumulation because you're trying to spam the hopping turtles on that set of stairs. So if you're just regular Super Mario, basically have to hop on a turtle, hold that jump button down as you hit him, so you go way up in the air, have a maximum height jump, so you can land on the next one and the next one. You want to kick them away, but you don't want to kill them, because if you just kick them away but not kill them, they will reappear as you scroll the screen to the left or right. And by doing so multiple times, you're trying to get... So it's 100 for the first hop, 200, then 500, 800, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000. That's what you're trying to get, those 1, 2, 4, 8,000 point hops multiplied by 10. Paul did that method as a demonstration and managed to get about 5 million or so points. I did adopt that turtle hop method once I saw it performed for the first time. So if I ever am in a competition for the 91 tournament, I'm going to be employing that method. However, most likely I won't win if somebody who's good at Dr. Mario shows up and has memorized the patterns. They will use that method to score their points. And this would scare me right here because I was like afraid of topping out. And he did not top out. So now level 5. So at this point in time, he's over 23 million. And time...
time's up.
I don't know how much... Time is almost up. We'll see how many points he can get out right here. Oh, that's it.
We'll still get a 23 million, which is actually very good. Because
that is a very good score. mean, he could have dropped the could have just got a few points and not even tried to set up a combo. But be that as may, this is an excellent score.
So, for the longest time, the record was set at 11. I want to say 11 million, and it wasn't until Chris Bidwell, aka BSG 4000, came in and started working on breaking that record, which he eventually did. If you guys aren't familiar with that name, he was actually one of the participants in the 2015 Nintendo World Championships, where the qualifying game was the NWC remix on the NES remix for the 3DS and Wii U.
Yeah, they eliminated Pinbot and replaced it with Super Mario 1 in there.
That's right.
And 3 different.
And they changed the multipliers so people couldn't stay on Super Mario 3 like they would with this one. So
well, the multiplier wasn't as good. The multiplier wasn't as good.
No, it wasn't. I want to say that God, I don't even remember what the multiplier was.
For what?
For the for Mario 1, Mario 3, and Dr. Mario. I want to say it was 25 for Dr. Mario.
That's fair.
But I could be
it's
wrong.
A 1 and a 2 and then something else. 25 or 100. But
yeah,
yes.
that sounds right.
Okay.
But so as you sorry, go ahead.
Who had 11 million? And when was that achieved?
Oh,
when it was the record. When that was the record.
I want to say his name was Nick. Trying to remember the last name. Whitelistbach, I think is how it's pronounced.
Did he do it on a repo, or did he do it at the Campus Challenge itself?
Oh yeah, it was definitely on a repro.
Okay. Now, when you broke the record, you came on my radar when I went looking for Campus Challenge videos, and your playthrough came up, and then I chimed in after watching it.
I remember that.
Nobody back then conceived the scores that you got.
I remember when you chimed in and be like, I don't know how you managed to do this. Okay, so what happens is the score screen at the end when time is up only shows 7 digits. So it doesn't show the 8th digit. So you have to add in the 10 millionth digit.
Yeah.
Which is why it only shows 3 million rather than 23 million.
Because nobody conceived scores going that high back then.
Yeah. No, you said
was kind of
the highest. Yeah, you said the highest was like 5 or 6 million way back when. Okay.
6 million. That's the lore. I haven't confirmed an actual number, but that's what I was told.
Okay. But yeah, so Chris and I went back and forth on this record for after he broke it. And that's when Steven here chimed in and found one of my videos, and like I said, he's just like, I don't know how you managed to do this, but this is really impressive, because I don't know anybody that could have pulled this off way back when. Now, he's saying this with me not knowing who he is. So I'm just like, okay, so what can you, so I'm asking him, what can you tell me about this event? And he goes, well, my name is Stephen Lucas. I was the winner of the event. And what you don't know is when you told me that, I marked out hard.
Yeah.
I marked out so hard. It was like, oh my god, you're the guy. You're him.
Yeah, hiding in plain sight all these years.
Yeah.
And ironically, it was on the wrestling stuff is where I was pretty much hiding, I guess, in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
And you were formerly a wrestler for a while, which you got out of that.
Yeah, I did pro wrestling for about 7-ish years here in the Pacific Northwest area in the late 2010s, and I stopped because it was starting to get taxing. My knee couldn't handle it anymore, and so I said, okay, I have to stop.
And you weren't the only one who's a former wrestler who got into gaming. There's several gaming figures now who were former pro wrestlers. Top Hat Man is one of them. Patrick Scott Patterson is another.
Yeah, I know of the both of them, but I haven't really had any. Well, I've had a little bit of interaction with Patrick, but other than him, I haven't had much interaction with anybody else. But
it's been several years since I've encountered Scott.
Yeah, I met him at Portland at the Retro Gaming Expo. He was there one year, and I introduced myself. Knowing, at that point we had talked a couple times, and it was nice. It was civil. But that was about it. It was just, hi, I'm so-and-so, you've talked to me online, and just like, oh yeah, hi. And that was about it. But, one thing I do want to point out about, Dr. Mario is you'll see me, stacking the same builds on each stage. Now, these were optimized by... Oh, I messed that up. These were optimized by not just me, but they were optimized by Chris. They were optimized by some people know Packy619, who's a good friend of mine. I'm just gonna drop the combo. Packy took the build that I did on this stage and he fine-tuned it, which allowed him to, at the end of the stage, get over 16 million.
Right.
So, and that's because on my build, I was only getting, I was hitting 16 million at the end of stage 4.
Yeah.
And so I adopted his stacking for this level, and lo and behold, I'm getting, a bigger score.
How long did it take you to memorize these and get pulled off perfectly every time?
After Packy did his build, not very long. About a couple days, if anything. Or actually, probably not even that. Because I'd already had a build created, and a lot of the stuff that I was doing is no different than what I'm doing now. He has toyed with it, with my builds in the different stages, to see if there's a better way, and I messed that up too. And he couldn't find a different way. So he didn't change anything. He just kept everything as it was. Which, makes me feel good because, he's between the two of us, he's the Dr. Mario master. I'm just a guy that plays Dr. Mario and can apply it to this. But
I wonder if Thor Ackerland's played this.
I don't know. I should have asked him when I was with him over the sometime last month.
Yeah.
With Robin Mahara.
Yeah.
So.
And that is it.
Yeah, that was a very, because I messed up a lot. The score is now 13 million, not 23.
13 million, which is still a lot better than most.
Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, the total score has only 7 digits, and with Dr. Mario, it has again 7 digits. So you kind of have to, kind of apply the math yourself. So 138,400 times 100 is, well, 13,840,000, and then add the remaining 2 scores. Please nerf Dr. Mario. So
Nerf Dr. Mario.
But
I forgot I didn't have the Twitch stream, so I can't even see what the comments are right now.
I have time for one more run. Let's see if we can not screw this up.
Okay.
So quick funny story. I was practicing this last week for this event, and I may or may not have broken my record in my practice. So
you think you broke a record?
No, I know I did. I have it on video
what?
and everything.
On which one?
On
this one or
yeah.
On this. Okay.
Yeah.
What
on
did
this.
you get to? How far?
All I did was add another 1,000 points to not Dr. Mario. I'm sorry. I added another 1,000 points to Super Mario 3 because I pulled off the Stomp Tail Whip combo.
Okay. Yeah.
And that'll get me 800 and 1,000 in one go.
I did use that tail whip. As I was spamming the Goombas, I would hop and tail whip at the same time and get a few more points out of it. So gosh, this cat tried to bite me again.
Answering the chat's question, yes, Tetris was the one with the bigger multiplier. So the
25.
Yeah, with 25. The story with that is all the pieces are the first 30 pieces are different depending on what your score is on Super Mario 1. After 30 pieces, it doesn't matter what score you got on I did it again. Doesn't matter what you scored on Mario 1. I screwed up.
You got it.
It's all the same.
You said you messed up here.
I did.
What happened? Okay.
I may have fixed it.
You seem to be fine at this moment.
Yeah, I might have fixed it, luckily. Yeah, I did fix it. Hell yeah.
Somebody said, I like how Pinbot almost isn't even a part of this run. So let me say something about Pinbot. During the actual Disney World finals, my dad told me I was the only one who pulled off the skill shot in round 1, but everybody missed it every single time. So if you miss a skill shot, you have to get you get your points the hard way. Maybe you'll get lucky and it'll be stuck in between a couple of bumpers and just accumulate the points there. If not, if you get it down to the flippers, you can send the ball up the ramp and try to get back to the plunger, and then the points on the skill shot are doubled. If you pull off the skill shot when it's doubled, then obviously you go over that 100K, but you also get all the points above that. So you can get 200, 300,000 in Pinbot if you're lucky. Looks like we have problems over here. Just keep hammering. It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, your best run was your first run, and that was impressive enough.
I am totally.
Sometimes the out of the box score is going to be the best run you have. And it looks like you're going to top out. Nope, looks like it's going to recover some of the way.
Yeah. No, I totally screwed that up.
Regardless, your first run was your best run.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's like you got that 23 million on this live stream, so I'm satisfied with your performance.
Yeah. Oh, I thank you. I appreciate that. I'm actually fairly satisfied with my run too. I can't say the same for the rest of this, but you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm human.
Last bit of info about Pinbot. You can drain the ball before you cross 100,000. Your bonus will count up all of it. When you start the next ball, then it will register whether you crossed 100,000 or not, and then you go to the next game. So some people did try getting extra points out of Pinbot that way, but it's better to try to get the Dr. Mario.
Yeah. And answering a question in chat, yes, the pieces and the virus placements are all fixed.
Yep.
They're not random like they normally would be on a typical Dr. Mario game.
That's correct. I was gonna say one other thing, and it just slipped my mind. Oh, Pinbot, besides having to get the 100,000, if you were point pressing on Super Mario 3, it's possible you could run out of time before you get to Dr. Mario if you miss that skill shot, which happened to me with a match between me and 8-Bit Brody.
Oh, I remember that.
Brody challenged me. Screen just went out. The screen just went out. Oh, I guess it just ended. Oh, it blacked up and now it went to... that's weird.
Huh.
I had a match against 8-Bit Brody on the tournament cards. Well, I was trying to play for score in the all-day tournament on the cartridge for the cash and prizes for the highest score in the tournament. I did the turtle spamming method. Brody got about 200,000. Of course, he wasn't good at any of the 3 games. But I did play for score, and I missed the skill shot, and then I had trouble getting the rest of the points, and then time ran out, and Brody got a rare DQ, a victory over me.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope to have him on my podcast in the next few weeks. I have been in contact with him and asked if he would do a podcast, because asked if he did one lately, and he hasn't. So, well, the 8-Bit Brody character has been retired. We're gonna have the so-called exit interview with Brody. Have reflect on his career and all that stuff.
So,
anyway.
Before we go, I want to go ahead and answer a few more questions from chat. So yes, whatever score you get on Super Mario 1 dictates the first 30 pieces of Tetris. And after that, after the 30 pieces, All the pieces are the same. It doesn't matter what score you end Super Mario 1 in. Let's see. I already answered. There's the RNG, the pill pieces, and the pill order and the virus placements for Dr. Mario are all the same.
I do see a question I want to answer.
Would I do another retro high score challenge if Nintendo does one? Absolutely. And
So do I.
I actually do have some inside knowledge of a potential competition cart. I can't say what it
World
is right now.
Championship 25?
No. It's a Kickstarter will be made soon. And when that gets dropped, I will, I'll be sure to share that link all over the place. So, but that's about all I can share on that.
Okay, so they're gonna pick 3 new
there
games?
is another competition game coming up.
Okay. Somebody asked.
Do you get disqualified if you don't make it to Dr. Mario? Yes.
Yes.
If you don't start the first stage on Dr. Mario, you're disqualified. Your score is null and void.
Yep.
You must have activity on Dr. Mario.
Alright. The great Sir Nico asked, Nintendo Campus Challenge, isn't that where you get drunk with your friends playing World Cup soccer on multi-tap, then try to pass your exam the next day despite being hungover? No. Nice try. No, World Cup soccer was not a game. I did not drink. Yes, there's, of course, a lot of the bar scene and the strip in Carbondale was always active when I went down there. Things have changed a bit. The campus has evolved over time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it's like now, but it's not how it was when I was down there.
Well, we are now over estimate, so that is going to do it for my segment of the 1991 Nintendo Campus Challenge. I want to thank Retro Gaming Live TV for allowing me to be a part of Retrothon once again. And a special thank you to Steven for joining me and taking time out of his evening to share his experiences and, stories that he had participating in the event and anything involving this game. Steven, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it.
All right, thank you. And if you have the time, join me on my podcast tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Crimecade on my own Twitch channel. I'll have a couple of guests from my neck of the woods who are gamers.
Yeah. So yeah, follow Steven at twitch.tv, rapsheet or rap_sheet, and follow me, twitch.tv/MegaRetroMan. And until next time, everybody, please take care. Have a safe morning, afternoon, evening, and I will see you guys next time.